Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining my co-host Mary and I for another Spiritual Learning Thursday. Every Thursday, we go over a different topic. After we play the video on the topic, we'll take any questions that anyone has and we'll try to answer them the best that we can. If you have any ideas on what you would like to learn about in the next upcoming videos, please leave a comment. We will be with you shortly. If you would be so kind as to take this time to give a like and share out the video, it would be greatly appreciated. Sit back, enjoy the show. Thank you so much again for coming. Hi, everybody. Yes, I did enjoy it. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hi, everybody.
Oh yeah, it mutes you when the intro is on. So,
Hi, Evie. Hi,
Evie's
Charlie.
going out with her friend today, Evie Charlie Scott.
Hi, Scott. Hi, Kelly.
Oh, Kelly. Hi, Kelly. I didn't see Kelly come in. She's hiding.
She's up at the top.
Ah.
I'm sure she's still here lurking. Got a lurk button on.
Yeah. My friend came by around 3:45 and she stayed till 5:30. I was like, "Geez, Louise!" And I tell her, like, Wednesdays and Thursdays are really bad for me.
Tell her what?
My backyard was noisy. Yet when she was here, not one freaking train went by, not one helicopter. I'm like, what the freak?
No, let's go wait. Wait until you get on here and then it
Yep, and then they start. So yeah, so that's it. So I'm actually like done with my coffee because I made it. She was here because she wanted coffee, so I made her one and me one. So now I'm almost done with it. I'm like, damn, I should have made another coffee. But yeah. So anyway, I did not share today. I should have probably shared it out, but I have the other one ready to go with the video, so I didn't share.
What, the video that you're doing today?
Yes, because you're still not in with your computer, right?
No, I'm not.
Yeah. So
you're gonna show it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna show it, but can you share?
Can I share out, you mean, or share what?
Yes. Can you share out the live stream? Because I have no devices to share it on.
Do you want me to share the video? Is that what you're saying?
I want you to share this live stream on the Facebook groups.
Oh, okay, I can do that. All right, let me go do that. All right, I'll be right back.
Okay, we'll be here. These damn lantern bugs. Holy cow. They tell us to kill them, but I really don't like killing things, but they're like, really, they are an invasive species. Go away, dumbass. I don't like them either. They're not pretty. And they just sit and land on you, on everything. And there's like a million in one bush. You're like, what the hell is going on? It's an invasion. Darn Chinese bugs. I don't know where they come from. Japan, China, one of those places. They're an Asian bug that came here with the wind and don't want to leave. But they kill all our plant species and stuff. Like they kill all of our kinds of plants. So, do you guys have these lantern bugs where you guys are? Does anybody else have this problem with these lantern bugs? Run for safety. Like I said, they don't bother people, but they kill your plants, they eat everything. And there's so freaking many of them. Not in Florida? Oh, you're lucky. The wind didn't blow past Florida, but it brought them all to New York. I don't know how they got here, but they want you to burn their nests if you see them. I'm like, I don't even know what their nests would freaking look like. I barely know what they look like. Until all of a sudden there was a million of them. Then you're like, holy crap. Yeah. I'll see if I can show you what it looks like. Say hello. You're on TV. And it has these ugly red eyes. Ugh, it's gross. When we moved, then again, when we moved to from Chicago, there was a nuisance bear that we were supposed to shoot if we saw it. Yeah, I'm not doing that. No, who would shoot a bear? No, bears, no. How many? It was one nuisance bear. Like, where's the? There's a. I don't know. There's somebody you call for that shit. They're supposed to take care of that. These bugs, there's so many you can't call the state. Like, they'll be all over the place. I told you to leave, or I will kill you. Go away. It was coming. It's coming to me. Oh, you don't need to have a garden. They'll live in a tree across the street from you, and they'll just cover like the whole tree, and they'll eat it. Oh God, they're so. I mean, thank God I don't have tons back here. When the weeds will get really bad, and there was this one weed that looked exactly like a tree that always came out, but now I put bricks over it, so it hasn't come out of that spot. They would all sit on that little tree thing and just eat it. I was like, what the hell is wrong with you? There's like a million plants and trees. Why are you in mine? Why are you in my one little weed? Yeah. I would not shoot the bear. I'd call the state for that. But these bugs, yeah, there's so many. The state can't come. Ew, yeah. He has these beady little red eyes. I don't like him. Anyway, I try not. They all look the same. They're a pain in the ass. And like I said, thank God I wouldn't know what their nests look like, but I probably wouldn't sit there burning it. Like, that wouldn't be what I would do. If I saw a whole big nest, then I might call the state and be like, look, I can't do this. You have to.
Alright, I'll share it out everywhere.
Alrighty.
Well, you know what? I forgot one. Hang on, I'll be back.
Yeah. So my best friend came. She asked me for a card reading, and she's so funny. Every time she asks for a card reading, she's like, "I don't want you to tell me anything bad." And I'm like, "I'm not telling you anything." I don't want to tell her the spirits tell her, because she's not into that stuff. It's for her. It's more entertainment wise, right? So that I go, I look over, at the spirits. I'm like, yeah, okay. So we just sit there, and it must have took them forever to take out 5 cards, I guess, that weren't bad. And all of them said, "You're going to come into some money." So I'm like, "Oh, you must be coming into some money." She's like, "Yeah, sure." I'm like, "Look, you didn't want anything bad. They told you you're going to get some money. Now fuck it. Be happy with that." Whether it's $1 or something, you're coming into some money. But it didn't say a big amount of money. It just said a little, reward of sorts. Be a $25 gift card you win from Amazon. I don't fucking know. No. Sometimes nobody's happy. They never tell me I'm gonna get anybody.
Okay, now I got them all.
Alrighty.
Even Twitter.
Oh, there you go.
Or X, whatever you want to call it. I still call it Twitter. Tells everybody else that I know.
Yeah.
We can't stop calling it Twitter.
Seen one at the parks I've been to. Oh, so yeah, maybe they don't have them in Florida, Scott. I don't think they had them in Indiana either. The little lantern bugs that came from Asia, taking over New York. You're supposed to burn them, kill them, do all this shit to them. I'm like, I don't really like doing that. I don't know why they just don't send them all back to Asia. Like, get all the nests together and ship them back.
Where are they? Kill or what?
The lantern.
Kill or what?
No, you're supposed to kill the lantern bugs because they're an invasive species that came from Asia.
They kill you? They hurt us?
No, they kill all the plants and
they're killing the plants.
Our animals here, like our insects. They're from Asia.
Shit, if you find one, I'd kill it. I wouldn't hesitate.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't like killing.
We need plant life.
Yeah. So, anyway, I don't know why they don't ship them all back to Asia. Hey, Colt, how are you?
Ship them all back.
Yeah. Get all their nests, and instead of burning them, just put them in an airplane, ship them back there, and throw them out over there, and let them have them back.
That's funny.
But
like here, little flying thing, get in here.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the nests before they hatch. Instead of burning the nest, take all the nests and ship them back there.
Yeah, I agree.
And then
I think they should just kill them out.
But they're trying, but every year there's tons of them. I don't know where their little nests are. I don't know what they look like, but they're all there. I just Asia needs friends in them. Yeah. So I'm going through that time again. It's hot, it's cold, it's hot, it's cold. Take on the sweater, take off the sweater. Put on, take off. Put on, take off. Without the sweater, it's chilly.
I got
With
this
the
one
sweater,
that's
it's hot.
55 degrees.
And it's not a heavy sweater.
My son took trash and come back in. He said, "It's plumb cold." He said, "My God." I said, so I looked at the temperature and it was 55.
Oh yeah, 55. It's not that chilly here. Definitely not. We're definitely still in the 70s over here, but and there's no humidity, so it's nice. But when there's like a nice breeze, it gets a little chilly, And then when the breeze dies, you're hot, so it's on the sweater, off the sweater, on the sweater, off the sweater. So if there's a breeze, it's a little chill. But when it's when there's no breeze, 70 is still a little hot. There's the plant going through menopause. Yeah. Yes. My ex used to call it men on pause. Because when women go through it, they don't want to be bothered with men. So, but so, ladies, if you want to get a guy to leave you, just tell him you're going through menopause and you don't want to have sex anymore, and they'll go. Then you get yourself a new one. Check, please. Yeah. Oh, that's an interesting sounding bird. I don't know where it is.
Get yourself a new one.
Yeah. If you want to get rid of the guy you have without too many problems, you just tell them you're going through menopause and you don't want to have no more sex. They'll leave and then you get a new one. That's better.
That's just.
She was so upset by that she left. She'll be back. She kicked herself out. She pressed the wrong button. Oh, a lot of cute birds today, though. Alrighty. As soon as she comes back, we'll play the video. These topics, the next few weeks, I think we're going to do spiritual philosophies and what the belief is surrounding these philosophies. So I picked this one first because it is literally the most translated text in all of history. Like, literally, it's been translated more than anything else that has ever been written. And it's a spiritual text that they still use today, and is one of the two main texts that is believed by all Taoists. And this is really, really big in, of course, in Asia. It was written in ancient Chinese on like bamboo paper and silk and all sorts of stuff. Like it's old text. Probably from like around 500 and something BC. So yeah. So that's the kind of text this is. So okay. I don't know what happened. Come back. It looked like you kicked yourself out. She texts me like, what happened? I'm like, I don't know. What happened? I didn't do it. Whatever it is, I didn't do it.
Back to get on, it brought me up to a blank screen. It's like you wasn't on either.
Oh no, that's kind of StreamYard's been giving a lot of trouble this whole week, kind of thing, because it kept kicking me off the last 2 times I went live. Kept kicking me off, saying, "Oh, StreamYard's encountered a problem." I'm like, "What the freak?" Like, it's kicking me off my live stream, dude. Yeah, but anyway. So, there's Mary. She's back. I was just telling them a little about the video, about that we'll probably be going over, like, next.
Cool.
I'll pick another spiritual text to do, or a spiritual philosophy So we'll be going over some spiritual philosophies that I could find. Yeah, I'd really like to do the Hellenica, the one that does that believes in like all the mythology, like goddesses and gods and stuff, but really is big on mythology. So I'll try to do that one. So yeah, so I had text you back, like, I don't know what happened. It looked like you kicked yourself out. I don't know. Glad to see you, Mary. She's back. All right. Let's see if we can play the video, because I guess everybody's busy today. It's Thursday, but there's only 4 of you guys. So, but hey, let's watch the video. And get this put setting. Layout. Oh no. How do I do the layout of here? Sometimes they change things. I can't find nothing. And no. Okay. I guess it's this one. Okay. Sorry, Mary. She's there. Right, Mary? Mary's there.
Yeah, I'm here.
You just can't see her because we're gonna play the video.
All right.
Let's see. I gotta get it together here, so you know, so you guys could see it. Hopefully. Maybe I'll hold it. It'd be better. Maybe we'll hold it. It'd be better. Or maybe I'll hold you guys facing this way. Might be better. I try to get it so that at least settings, camera. At least you guys could see a little bit of the video. Come on. You're facing backwards now? Okay. Here we go. Sorry guys, I'm gonna make you just a little dizzy for... Oh, you know what I'll do? I'll turn off the camera while I'm doing this. I'll make you a little dizzy. Dizzy.
I'm gonna say, she's looping us around.
Now, see, I took the... I'm hoping this will be better if I hold this guy. If I hold you guys, or at least put you guys on the bigger one.
Yeah, I don't think it has a glare in it that it was having.
Yeah, I mean, it does have a glare, but not as bad as... because this, I can move
there,
it. Okay, there you go. Alright, here we go. I can't mute myself because, you know, then you won't hear the video, but... Alrighty. Oh, yeah.
Hello and welcome to another Spiritual Thursday. Today's topic, Tao Te Ching, a text by Lu Sir that some say is the most important text in Chinese spirituality and possibly the most influential spiritual text in all history. The Tao Te Ching is a classic Chinese text and the foundational work of Taoism, traditionally credited to the sage Lu Tzu through the text's authorship. The oldest excavated portion of this text dates back to the late 4th century BC. The Tao Te Ching is central to both philosophical and religious Taoism, and it has been highly influential to Chinese philosophy and religious practices in general. Terminology orienting within the text has been reinterpreted and elaborated upon by legalist thinkers, Confucius, and particularly Chinese Buddhists, which had been introduced to China significantly after the initial solidification of Taoist thought. It is comparatively well known in the West and one of the most translated texts in literature. The Tao Te Ching has a long and complex textual history. Known versions and commentaries date back 2 millennia, including ancient bamboo, silk, and paper manuscripts discovered in the 20th century. The Tao Te Ching is ascribed to Lu Sur, whose existence has been a matter of historical debate. His name, which means old master, has only fueled controversy on this issue. The first historical reference of him is in the records of the Grand Historian by Chinese historian Sima Quan. Generations of scholars have debated his historical existence and the dating of the Tao Te Ching. Linguist studies of the text, vocabulary, and rhythm scheme point to the date of composition after classic poetry, yet before Xuanzi. It is generally taken as preceding the Xuanzi, the other core Taoist texts, as claimed within the text itself. The theme of the text, Tao Te Ching, describes the Tao as the source and ideal of all existence. It is unseen but not transcendent, immensely powerful yet supremely humble. Being the root of all things, people have desires and free will, and thus are able to alter their own nature. Many act unnaturally, upsetting the natural balance of the Tao. The Tao Te Ching intends to lead students to the return to their natural state, in harmony with Tao. Language and conventional wisdom are critically assessed. Taoism views them as inherently biased and artificial, widely using paradoxes to sharpen the point. Wu-wei, literally non-action or non-acting, is the central concept of the Tao Te Ching. The concept of the Wu-wei is multifaceted and reflected in the word's multiple meanings. Even in English translation, it can mean not doing anything, not forcing, not acting. In the theatrical sense, creating nothingness, acting spontaneously and flowing with the moment. This concept is used to explain the Ziren, or the harmony with the Tao. It includes the concepts that value distinctions are ideological and seeing ambition of all sorts as orienting from the same source. Tao Te Ching used the term broadly with simplicity and humanity as key virtues, often in contrast to selfish actions. On a political level, it means avoiding such circumstances as war, harsh laws, and heavy taxes. Some Taoists see a connection between Wu-wei and the aesthetic practices such as Wu-weiing, meaning sitting in oblivion, emptying your mind of bodily awareness and thought, like found in the Xuanzi. Many people consider the Tao Te Ching ancient wisdom for modern times. The mysterious ancient wisdom may be hard to translate, but the meaning is clear. Learning to be self-aware could improve modern life. 2,400 years after it was composed, we need the Tao Te Ching's lesson in self-awareness more than ever. The Tao Te Ching translates roughly as the way of integrity. In its 81 verses, it delivers a treatise on how to live in a world with goodness and integrity. An important kind of wisdom in a world where many people believe such a thing to be possible. Texts as old as the Tao Te Ching are subject to the problems of both translation and interpretation. Take the fact that there is a collection of more than 100 versions of just the famous opening verse. Can you imagine the whole 81 verses? How many versions exist? The most popular modern translation of this text is by Stephen Mitchell. Stephen Mitchell does a remarkable job of interpreting the more abstruse metaphors of the 4th century mind for modern audiences. Although this does of course leave the possibility that it is actually the wisdom of Mitchell and not the author shining through these words. Many readers derive more anger than comfort from the philosophy of the Tao Te Ching. This is because the Taoist philosophy derived from a parallel philosophical tradition. It's the compulsive need to answer unanswerable questions, the mind's great dysfunction. The unnameable is the eternally real. Naming is the origin of all particular things. We're accustomed to perceiving our world and all the objects in it by naming them. But what if we stopped obsessively naming everything and just instead rested in awareness? What the Tao Te Ching does time and time again is attempt to show us how we might see things if we could spend more time in awareness and less time in naming. Perhaps if we were more aware, we would worry less and we could see better what actually needs doing. But the central thing that the Tao Te Ching asks us to be aware of is not the world, but ourselves. Self-awareness. We all know the term, but do we really know what it means? Love the world as yourself, then you can take care of all things. Closes verse 13 of the Tao Te Ching. What would it be like to care for all things as much as we cared for ourselves? We as humans are mirrored in a deep-seated and near-universal delusion. Despite knowing that we're part of a vast universe on a massively complex planet shared with 7 billion other human lives, we continue with the truly insane perception that we are the center of the world. Today we seem to actively select against leaders who demonstrate self-awareness. Instead, in political figures such as Tony Blair and Boris Johnson, the mass media landscape favors survival of the biggest and most monstrous deformed egos. The Tao Te Ching says if you overesteem great men, people become powerless. They're an unavoidable byproduct of power, a scum of pure ego that forms on the surface of society and imitates the appearance of leadership. The Tao Te Ching is a 2,400-year-old reminder that today, as then, every one of us has a choice to practice self-awareness and exercise our own power in and over the world. That might come as more of a nasty wake-up call than a comfort to some of us. In the words of David Foster Wallace, it is unimaginably hard to do this, to stay conscious and alive in the adult world, day in and day out. As hard as it is for the moments we read it, the Tao Te Ching makes it seem at least possible. Taoism is an ancient tradition of philosophy and religious beliefs that is deeply rooted in Chinese customs and worldview. Taoism is about the Tao. This is usually translated as the way, but it's hard to say exactly what this means. The Tao is the ultimate creative principle of the universe. All things are unified and connected in the Tao. If you break down the meaning of the Tao Te Ching, in Chinese, Tao means path, Te means virtue, and Ching means ancient texts, so basically you're on a path to virtue. I'll leave you with a quote. When you merge with the universe, the whole world is attracted to you, discovering through you its own security, peace, and good health. The world's rhythms are our rhythms. To treat our planet with care, moderation, and love is to be in synchrony with ourselves. Thank you for watching another spiritual learning video. Please check out our spiritual learning playlist for more content like this. And if you're not subscribed, consider.
I know you guys are all subscribed. There we go. Wait, let's turn you around. Let's put the both of us up there, back. Mary's there somewhere. There's Mary. Somewhere I have the
I'm
camera.
here.
Somewhere I have the camera where I can turn myself around.
You what? So what y'all think of that video?
Yeah. Did you guys know about or ever hear about the Tao Te Ching? The Tao Te Ching. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. I tried to look it up, but talking in Chinese is not my thing really. But
Hi, Sherry.
Hi, Sherry sis. I'm sorry. I put my little fingers to say hello to you, but I didn't want to talk during the video.
It is interesting. I agree.
I didn't know about that. Yeah, it's a super interesting. It's short paragraphs. There's 81 chapters, but they're like 1 page each, so probably 81 pages in all. Because a lot of the pages that I was able to get online looked short and super interesting, but they are like, it is like a little annoying because it is questions like or just statements that make you go like, but what does that mean? But how do I do that? But it's for you to take in that. It's to make you say, okay, how do I do this? How
Makes
can
you think.
I do this? So super interesting. The fact that it's been around since, at least 600 BC, because supposedly the author was born 571 BC, and he wrote it sometime, after he was born, obviously. But like I said, there's so much. It's so much of a discrepancy about the actual author, but I take away from it, does it really matter who the author is? Somebody wrote it. If they didn't want to take credit for it, and they're back then, how good were the records in 700 BC? So in that respect, does it really matter? They still use it to this day. This ancient text.
I think the really interesting part is how old it is.
Yeah, they still translate it to this day. Different people translate it all the time, which gives it a little different view. So, because of course, just like when they translated the Bible, you put your own spin into it, and that's why people don't always go by the Bible exactly, because they're like, no, you have to remember it was translated. This is how it was, a little bit of this person's translation, their thought into it, what it meant, to translate it, right? So, hey Kim, how are you, sis? So yeah, so I found it really interesting. The philosophy of Taoism itself is interesting. They use 2 texts. They use the text of the Tao Te Ching, and they use another text, which is the Kwanzi. I believe that's how you pronounce it. And the Kwanzi. And those 2 texts is what makes up Taoism, which is really, really popular spiritual philosophy, we'll call it. They feel it's like religion. To them, it's a religion. It's philosophy and religion together, and it's very popular to this day in China and Asia in general. But more the Chinese, Korean, Japanese, not so much like Asian, like the Filipinos don't use it, but it's more on the other side. And then just people like us who, well, they read about things and they go, oh, I'm going to follow this because this is what I believe too. So, yeah. so it's widely used, and like I said, tons. There's like, if you look it up to get a copy of it, that's why I gave you one of the best authors supposedly of it, for modern times. There's like, I don't know, 500 different authors of that, book. Like, which one do you get?
Hi, Kim.
So
I'm feeling real great today.
oh no.
It's just one of those days,
Yeah. Well, your weather changed so drastically.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Too.
I mean, it went from hot to cold overnight, just pretty much.
Yeah.
And then it's going to go back hot again, so it's got me all messed up.
Yeah. Because, yeah, see, here it's 76 degrees, so it's still, like, decent. But I'm telling you, the breeze and the no humidity, it's a little chilly. And you're like, wow.
It can make its mind up what it's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a little early in the season for it to be 55 degrees.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, especially in Indiana, because usually you use it.
Yeah, I mean, where it's usually really hot here in August. August is usually the hottest month, August and September. But I'm beginning to think fall's going to be here in September.
Oh, I didn't know you had a granddaughter too, Kim. I thought you just had the two boys. Well, I always see the two boys. I didn't know there was a girl. They're from this. Well, I don't know. I didn't even ask him how many kids, but I know she has the daughter with the two boys. Did you have another one? Well, don't feel bad, Kim. My daughter called adult social services, so that's how they do. Like, they don't give a shit. Because they're not spiritual, and they only see like what society shows them, and that's society's fault, and that's partly our fault too, for trying to help them fit in when they were younger, and then now trying to change their mind on society is really hard.
They don't get it. They don't get it, Kim. They're gonna have to be grown in 30, 40 years old and have kids of their own before it hits them.
Yeah.
It just don't hit them.
Yeah.
My
mother and I never really got along, and everybody said
it's just now hitting them.
Yeah, everybody said to me, "You'll get along better with your mother when you have kids and you understand." And it was true. Like, once, like, my daughter hit 2, I'm like, oh damn. Now I understand, why she did some of those stupid things, Not all of them. Some of them I still don't understand, and I wouldn't do. But, everybody has their own way. There's no manual on how to raise kids. So you do what you were taught or what seems right to you, right? So some things I'll never understand why they did, and other things I understood totally, like, oh, yeah, of course, so. But I'll just turn off my camera so I can have a smoke, but yeah, so do you guys know any spiritual philosophies that you would like us to go over, or that you heard about and would like to know more about? Do you follow any of these spiritual philosophies?
I don't know any. Not philosophies anyway. Anybody say anything? Let's see.
No, not yet. I'm trying to see if there's a list of them.
There's only so much you can say about it, so about this one. I mean,
oh yeah, you guys
self-explanatory.
have to read it. I can read you guys some quotes too, you know. So they even call
Tibetan. She said Tibetan.
Okay, so there's
intrigues her.
Oh, Tibetan. Okay, I'll look it up because they have Buddhism. They actually consider Christianity a spiritual philosophy. Hinduism, Islam, Taoism, which I kind of went over, Judaism. You know, those are all like spiritual philosophies. I think really even like Druidism, because technically I don't think is a religion, because you know, Druidism. Let's see. Oh, doesn't like.
Well, we can do what Sherry doing on Share with Sherry soon. Tibetan.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely do that one. I'm curious if Druids religion. I'm just curious. So see, Druid Rye, the modern spiritual or religious movement. So they call it like a religious movement, but technically I guess it's a philosophy, because they don't, I don't think the government sees it. Well, our government doesn't see Druidism as a religion. So I guess anything that they wouldn't kind of really count as a religion would be spiritual philosophy, I guess. But yeah, so I would like to do they call it Druid Rye, Druidry. So interesting. So yeah, I think we should do we'll go through and we'll do all of them, you know, a little bit about all the spiritual philosophies and what they stand for. Like I said, I want to do they don't even have that one, the ones with the mythology, because they don't even consider it, you know, they don't consider our things here. Yes, hi to the lurker. Well, a lot of people are listening. I forgot the one where they believe in all the gods and goddesses. I think it's called Hellenistic period. So they call it a religion. Hellenistic. Interesting. So a lot of that, and they believe on all about all like the goddesses, gods, deities, all that they believe in. So we'll do that one too. These are all ancient spiritual practices, but a lot of people still follow them today. Like the biggest period that it went through was 300 BC to 300 AD, which is when all of Greece followed that. You know, now they call it Greek Orthodox, but I'm sure they took most of their practices from that until they decided that gods didn't exist and they made gods myths. But we all know better that God, these gods and deities and goddesses and myths. They actually exist. So we'll do that too. So yeah. So we'll do all those. Because I find them, like Sherry, super interesting. All of them. Because you can take a little bit from every bit of it, you know? So I want to see if I can read you some quotes from the Tao Te Ching.
A little bit what?
Some quotes from the Tao Te Ching.
Okay.
So you can kind of get an idea. Quotes. So the Tao says, in thinking, keep to the simple. In conflict, be fair and generous. When leading, don't try to control. In work, do what you enjoy. In family life, be completely present. So the whole book is like, think like this. Go with the flow. Life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't resist them. That only creates sorrow. Let reality be reality. Let things flow naturally forward in whatever way they like. Let's see if we could get a few more. Be content with what you have. Rejoice in the way things are. When you realize there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. So the whole 81 pages are verses are things like this, you know. Like verse 33. Knowing others is intelligence. Knowing yourself is true wisdom. Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. If you realize that you have enough, you are truly rich. If you stay in the center and embrace death with your whole heart, you will endure forever. So those are like the different kinds of that's what the whole Tao Te Ching is. It's 81 of these kinds of verses, telling you, like, kind of giving you ideas of what to live by, you know, kind of, you know. Give up wanting to be important. Let your footsteps leave no trace. Travel alone as the Tao to the land of the great silence, which is more meditation, is what he's talking about. If a man is crossing a river and an empty boat collides with his own boat, he won't get offended or angry, however hot-tempered he may be. But if the boat is manned, he may flare up, shouting and cursing, just because there's a rower. Realize that all boats are empty as you cross the river of the world, and nothing can possibly offend you. Hey Molly, how are you? So it's things like that. When people see some things as beautiful, others see them as ugly. When people see some things as good, others things become bad. Being and non-being create each other. Difficult and easy support each other. Long and short define each other. High and low depend on each other. Before and after follow each other. Therefore, the master acts without doing anything and teaches without saying anything. Things arise and she lets them come. Things disappear and she lets them go. She has but doesn't possess. Acts but doesn't expect. When her work is done, she forgets it. That is why it lasts forever. So, they're interesting. You know, all of it is super interesting. How are you, Molly? I'm glad you're doing well. We're just reading. We played the video. The video will go up after the live stream. We're just going over
Hi, Molly.
the most ancient, I should say, the most translated ancient spiritual text in all of history. So this
It's Mary up here.
this text, yeah, this text has been translated more than the Bible. Okay, so just to give you an idea of you know how important they consider this text. So I'll read you a few more of these. Favor and disgrace come with a warning. Honor and disaster come with a body. Why do favor and disgrace come with a warning? Favor turns into disfavor. Gaining it comes with a warning. Losing it comes with a warning. Thus, do favor and disgrace come with a warning? And why do honor and disaster come with a body? The reason we have disaster is because we have a body. If we didn't have a body, we wouldn't have disaster. Thus, those who honor their body more than the world can't be entrusted with the world. Those who cherish their bodies more than the world can be in charge with the world. That was a horrible translation of that text. And this is what it is too. You have to find, like, some of them, they translate it like so raw, and we don't speak like that anymore. So that's why, like I said, Stephen Mitchell was the best modern translator of this text, because it speaks more to how we speak now. You know. So it is, you know, the highest good is like water, nourishing life effortlessly, flowing without prejudice to the lowest places. It springs from all who nourish their community with a benevolent heart as deep as an abyss, who are incapable of lies and injuries, who are rooted in the earth, and whose natural rhythms of action play midwife to the highest good of each joyful moment. So, like I said, I don't know, like, some of these texts, I don't know where they came from technically. I'm just reading them off of the internet, but some translate better.
I've just been muted listening.
The softest thing in the world dashes against and overcomes the hardest. That which has no substantial existence enters where there is no crevices. I know hereby what advantage belongs to doing nothing with a purpose. There are few things in the world who attain to the teaching without words, and the advantage arising from non-action. So basically, they try to tell you, don't go against the flow of your life. Where life is taking you is probably where you have to go. Is the biggest teaching, and to really be self-aware, and, you know, how to live a Tao life. He who stands on tiptoe doesn't stand firm. He who rushes ahead doesn't get far. He who tries to shine dims his own light. He who has powers over others can't empower himself. He who clings to his work will create nothing that endures. To live in the Tao, do your job, then let it go. So, and then there's another one. Believe in yourself and don't try to convince others. Be content with yourself and don't look for others' approvals. Accept who you are and the whole world will accept you. So, that on and off, on and off. Sorry, guys. The breeze picked up, so now I'm chilly with me. So yeah. Do you have the patience to wait till your mud settles and the water is clear? Can you remain unmoving till the right actions arise by itself? The master doesn't seek fulfillment. Not seeking, not expecting. She is present and can welcome all things. It's funny how the Tao always speaks of itself as a she also and not a he. It's always translated with a she. Now, supposedly the master who wrote it was a he, so interesting enough. If the Tao is all things and they call the Tao a she, then I guess women are all things. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. But anyway, be yourself, yeah. One does not walk into the forest and accuse the trees of being off-center, nor do they visit the shore and call the waves imperfect. So why do you look at yourselves that way? My friend knows I'm on a live stream, so why is she calling me? She just left here. Oh, I'm going to let you talk for a second, Mary, so I can just see what she needs.
Okay, I'm here. What y'all want to talk about? Y'all got anything to say about what she's been talking about or anything? Or ask anything or anything like that? Be yourself, yeah. Everybody needs to be themselves. How I am on here, I am in real life.
That's right.
I will say that. I'm pretty much laid back, happy going most of the time. I mean, I can have days that that I'm moody, but they're very few and far in between.
Yeah, I mean, they're all interesting, and they're those questions that you have to think about, and that's why people are like, oh, why can't it just say what it means? But if you really work hard on it, like, there's one, number 9, can you make room? If you fill every waking moment of your children's lives, they will have no room to be themselves. If you push them constantly, they will break. If you burden them with an abundance of material toys, their hearts will contract in possessiveness. If you always try to please them, you will be their prisoner, not their parent. Don't strive or strain. Do your work, then rest. Your children will learn serenity. So it's a lot about, do what you have to do, but then stop it. Let it go. Do your work and let it go. Um, those who know do not talk. Those who talk do not know. And those are little quotes, but they're mostly like, no, not you. Like this kind of paragraph. That's each page. And it's that one verse, and then it's the next one. If you want to become whole, let yourself be partial. If you want to become straight, let yourself be crooked. If you want to become full, let yourself be empty. If you want to be reborn, let yourself die. If you want to be given everything, give everything up. The master, by reciting in the Tao, sets an example for all beings. Because he doesn't display himself, people can see his light. Because he has nothing to prove, people can trust his words. Because he doesn't know who he is, people recognize themselves in him. Because he has no goals in mind, everything he does succeeds. When the ancient masters said, if you want to be given everything, give everything up, they weren't using empty phrases. Only in being lived by the Tao can you truly be yourself. So, like I said, and it's a whole, all these quotes are supposedly written by him, but they were all translated, obviously, because I can't read Chinese, of course, so I can't even translate it myself. Being patient is tricky. Lately, I want to be at the park in nature, clear my mind and my energy. So where you live, there's not a patch of grass in front of your house where you could just take off your flip-flops and shove your feet in the patch of grass, rub your feet on the grass. You don't have to go far sometimes. But yeah, it would be interesting to have all the verses, and written by someone. Like I said, some of the verses, when you read them, I'm like, who the hell translated this? It doesn't even flow right. And this was kind of written to be poetic, like poetry. So it should read like you would read poetry. The greatest virtue is to follow the Tao and the Tao alone. The Tao is exclusive and intangible, although formless and intangible. It gives rise to form. Although vague and elusive, it gives rise to shapes. Although dark and obscure, it is the spirit, the essence, the life breath of all things. Throughout the ages, its name has been preserved in order to recall the beginning of all things. How do I know the ways of all things at the beginning? I look inside myself and see what is in me. So, I could, but not laying down. With this injured knee. I can put my foot down on the grass for a little while, but then I need to keep it up so it doesn't turn red and go numb. Well, do you have a patch of grass you could lay in? Like just in the front of your house, just lay down on the grass, or in the back of your house. I try to wake up every morning being happy. Thank God for another day of life until I leave my room and deal with her being mean to her brothers. These kids don't know how to be happy. Yeah. Well, that is, that is the product of society, schooling by the government. That's what that's a product of. Unfortunately, we don't have a society where we can stay home and raise our children and homeschool them, because both parents have to work in order to live. Back in the day, the reason why, they used to say, oh, the man should take care of the woman and kids. The man goes to work, the mother stays home, so the mother could raise the child in their religious beliefs, but also in their teachings. But you can't do that anymore. It's impossible, I need someone to lift me up if I have nothing to grab onto. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Yep. You need to rent one of those like walking things, so you could lay yourself down and then lift yourself up on the walker. Oh, Mary's having technical difficulties. She said the fire alarm is going off, so she's muted. She's still there. She's waiting for everything to cool down. I don't know. Somebody's cooking something not nice. Someone was trying to cook something in the house there next to her, the apartment, and it burned.
Yeah, I don't think that's what's going on. I think they've been fighting across the hall, and I muted because they were so loud. I mean, my body hit the door, my door, so I don't know who it was, but anyway, now the fire alarm in the hallway is going off, so
maybe they hit the fire alarm, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if the kids did it to get some help, or for the mom or dad or whatever, but I don't know what's going on, but that's why I've been muted. So can you hear it?
I can hear I don't hear the melody, but I hear the fire.
Yeah, it's the alarm in the hallway going off. So I'm here. I've been listening. Y'all listening to them fight.
Yeah. Listening to us, listen to the neighbors fight. Fighting on there. They need some Tao Te Ching in their life. That's what they need. The neighbors need some Tao Te Ching. I found a wheelchair on Amazon. I could use it to move around the neighborhood. It cost $150. Got to look at my budget. Oh, yeah. Well, see, you know what else they have online? You can go to the Goodwill online and put in where you live, and they'll show you like the things in the Goodwill. I mean, just for now, because you don't need a full-blown wheelchair, that there might have one that somebody donated for cheap, yeah, so you can go to the Goodwill online. And see if they have one somebody donated, didn't use for a long time, whatever the case may be, I know when they have those, I used to see people at the mall with them all the time. Like, they used to have, oh yeah, there's a Goodwill near us. Yeah, but go online, because it will search all of the Goodwills in the area for you, like as much as they would ship it. And they will ship it to you even from one that's a little outside, but still, like, might take a day or two, but at least, I got something shipped from the Goodwill. It took about 4 days, but they got it. And there's a Goodwill right here, but it came from a store like in Jersey, but it was close enough. Hey, Lori, how are you, love? I hope you're well. So, yeah, but they had these little, like, so for people who broke their legs, what they would do is, it was like a little tiny scooter for your leg. And you'd kind of like, I don't know, lean on it with your good leg, and your other leg would kind of be up, like, but it would be bent, but it would be up, and you would go on your little scoot, and you'd be good to go. It was like electric. I don't know. Got a puppy in the house, Ginger. Oh, are you babysitting, or is Ginger your new pup? You got 2 pups now? Oh no. Let's see if we can read this one. Tao. The Tao is the infinite, common source, eternal presence within you. No beginning, no end. The essence of wisdom. Just be. Balance and reside at the center of the circle within the Tao for peace in your heart, natural rhythm, and universal harmony. Don't live life. Let life live you. You will be truly yourself and perfectly fulfilled. This leaves nothing to fear, not even death. Embrace solitude and trust your inner vision to see your oneness with the whole universe. Go deep instead of living on the surface. Remove all expectations and stop seeking to realize the mystery of life and be at peace in the present. Ah, you took her for a walk. That's nice. They're on a play date. I gotcha. Play date. Know that you don't know. This is true knowledge. Observe your mind to understand. Stop thinking and end your problems. Through non-action and practicing not doing, you will do everything that needs to be done. The Tao will act through you. Let things come and go without possessing. Act without expecting. When you realize you have enough, you are rich. The whole world belongs to you. Simplicity returns to the source. The paradox is the way. When the Tao is forgotten, humanity goes off course. The world is sacred as is. We only need to trust in the Tao. Oh, she's a housemate. Oh. That's lovely. Whoa, so we're gonna have little videos of her too, huh? Of Ginger. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. When I let go of what I have, I receive what I need. 11 weeks old and here for good. Oh, awesome. Can I ask a question? Of course you can, Charlie. Go ahead. Go ahead, go ahead. I was just reading some quotes from the Tao Te Ching, which is the ancient spiritual text we learned about today. So just so everybody could see more of what it is, I was just reading some quotes from whatever I could find on Google, without having to buy the book. You could probably put all the quotes together from Google. They just won't be all the same author. Which, like I said, some of them are not translated so good. Do Molly and I have the same spirit guide? No. No. She was here. Your spirit guide came. So, of course, she's in the house with you guys both, right? So she sees what's going on and what she needs to know too. Since she already came, there was no sense in your wife's coming too. So she came, she hung out, she read for both of you. Like, she picked the reading for both of you, but she's the one who came here was your spirit guide. Your wife has a different one. So fair. Yes. We each have our own. Yeah. It will give you all of them search. It will give you all of them search. Yeah. It will give me everything. Yeah. If I search for them, if I go, give me verse 33, give me verse 10, give me verse 7, I could probably do all of them. And put them all together and make, I wouldn't have to buy the book. So yeah. AI will for you. Oh, that's true too. The AI could probably make us a whole book. Put all the quotes together. They set off the building next door too. How'd they do that? How'd they do that, Mary? Maybe it's kids running through the hallways setting off the alarms. The neighbors might have not been the one who fell against the door, They might have still been in their apartment yelling and screaming. Totally two different things, Oh, I can't see the check mark in StreamYard. All right. That makes sense. Let me see if I could go to the live stream. Makes sense. Okay, wait. Oh, that's because she has so many subscribers on YouTube, I bet. That's the check. Yeah, I think it's from like to verify, because people make so many fake accounts. So I think it's to verify for YouTube that that's really her official account. Official. They used to do that way back when. I don't think they do the officials anymore. Like, I think James the Fam has it, and like the big ones. It means I'm verified and no one else can use my channel name. Right. I figured. That's what I figured. Hi, Patricia. How are you? Welcome in, darling. I hope you're well. Yeah. I don't know. Do they still do that? I don't even know if YouTube stopped for a while, but they stopped a lot of stuff and then they brought it back. It's Jenna. Hi, Jenna. Jenna's your daughter, yes. That's Lori, who is Fox's. Lori is Fox, the cutest dog in the West. Lori's Fox's mama. And I believe Jenna is her daughter. Granddaughter by association. Okay, granddaughter by association. There you go. Yes. So yeah, so that is the fun stuff of today. I'm gonna see if I can do the Tibetan maybe philosophy, spiritual philosophy for next week. And then we'll do like Buddhism and Druids, and we'll go through all of the spiritual philosophies and religions. How will Jenna do playing the violin? Oh, is she gonna go? Are you gonna go, Jenna, to
Okay, finally.
violin class? She's gonna do good. I think she's gonna be good at the violin. First day, yeah, I think she's gonna be good at it. It's gonna take a lot of practice though. But if you stay with it, you'll be on AGT rocking that thing with all the lights and crazy pose.
And she can be as good as she wants to be.
That's
She just
right.
got to work at it.
Oh yeah.
Everything takes working at.
Yeah, but I mean, some people, they have it and they don't have it, but they think they're gonna be good at it, which means I feel. Oh, she's hanging out with you. That's good. Your spirit guides normally don't leave you. They're always like in your vicinity. You know, they leave for a second to come back. You know, and there's always somebody with you. God forbid anything.
What?
Your spirit guide, normally one of them is with you. They don't leave you totally alone. Ever, I don't think, you know. That's why people have more than one.
The Norse belief system, is that what you want to learn about? We could probably do that too.
Oh yeah.
Because it is a spiritual thing. It's a culture.
Oh yeah. If it's a spiritual culture, yeah.
Norse, they believed in the Celtic. They believed in
I was
gods
thinking
and goddesses and stuff.
It's more like a mythology, you know, like the Hellenic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to just see if they had like a religion.
There's a show called Vikings.
Oh, okay. So Norse.
I think they're not hearing me.
The Norse goes
Are you
by.
guys hearing me?
Yes, I hear you.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Oh, the Norse is paganism. They had Norse paganism. That's what they had, man.
Right. That's what I said. They were pagan. They believed in the Celtic pagan.
Yeah.
Belief. You know. There's a show on TV called Vikings. Well, it was on TV, but you can see it on. Just look it up. It's called Vikings. Anyway, it's pretty accurate on the belief system on there that they have. Their costumes and everything. Because they would have like what they call halls, the great halls, and the great hall. It would have statues of all the gods and goddesses that they believed in, and that's where they worshiped they did their pagan stuff, you know, their
right
religion stuff, religious.
Oh yeah, like in the festivals, I believe.
Right, they would have offerings, and they would offer up an animal, you know, stuff like it was just their belief was very strong, and they didn't deny it. I mean, they didn't care who liked it, who didn't like it. You know, they true believers in what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I loved it too, Charlie. And it was pretty accurate on the beliefs of stuff, you know, and what they do. But it would be good to do it on here.
Oh,
See what
well, I
Christina
was
finds.
thinking, when we really run out of stuff to do, because we have been doing this, 7 months, we'll go definitely into mythology, all the different mythology beliefs too that, but although if we do all the different beliefs systems, like the Druids and all that, it would all tie into somebody's belief, like the Greeks in the Hellenica, that believe in all the Greek gods and stuff. That's mythology, but that's their religion.
Well, they've gotten mild now, where they're not the pagans, not it's gotten more mild now compared to what it was.
Right.
It used to be kind of out there.
Mm-hmm. No, Molly, so
for us it would be out there,
Yeah, Molly, they asked a question. So you can have spirit animals as well. Not everybody has a spirit animal. Some people don't. They don't need one, I guess. But if you're really into it, you could ask for like a certain animal that you need enlightenment from. Like, let's say you really need to have the trait of the turtle for something you're going through. You can ask, and they'll come for a time to teach you what you need to know, and then leave. Unless they're your animal totem, and an animal totem will stay with you throughout your life. But a lot of times, I think the animals are to the people who do spiritual work more. But, because I have not heard of every single person having one, but a lot of people will. It's not a given, I should say. Gray wolf, yeah. My son has a silver fox. I have a wolf. And the little spirit kids brought home a cat, and now that's not a spirit guide per se. It's a cat spirit who hangs out here. So sometimes animal spirits will just come and hang out too. They're not necessarily guides or anything. They just hang out in your house. They lived there before. Maybe their old master died. So there's animal spirits all over. I've crossed over animal spirits too. Like 4 black cats came to cross over the other day. And I'm like, are they crossing over? They're like, yeah. I'm like, who knew? Yeah, mine is a polar bear. Yes, the white fluffy polar bear, right, Jenna? It's me who is Mary. That's right. Lunar Eclipse Paranormal is Mary. Yeah, so I like my friend, I know she has a protector, but I haven't seen an animal with her, so I don't know that she has an animal spirit, but she does no spiritual work at all. She's not ever planning to either. So, she's not open to that. So she may not have a spirit animal because it's not necessary. But yeah, everybody has something. And a lot of people have multiple. They say, and everything that I've ever read, I kind of tried to ask the spirit. They've said, yeah, you'll have an ancestral, you'll have this and that when you're born. Died. Usually born with 4. And then as you go through life, if you need more, if you're doing spiritual stuff, like crossovers or interacting with spirits or paranormal, you might get more. They'll change because when you get a certain age, when you're a baby, of course, it's a little different than when you're 10, right? So Some of your spirit guides will change, like the ones that they gave you at birth. All of a sudden, you're a different person at 12, and you need a spirit guide different for what your path of life is now going to be. So they'll change. So it's super interesting to learn about. How can you see what our spirit guide is? How can I see? Well, I ask. I asked when you asked me, can you tell me what my spirit guide was? I asked, and if they want to, they'll show themselves to me, or they'll, sometimes, especially with the animals, the spirit animals are for you to learn for yourself. The spirit animals are not big on coming and showing me who they are or anything, because that's for you to learn. And that's why I didn't know what Jenna's was. They said, yeah, she has a spirit animal. And I just saw white fluff in my head, a whole bunch of white fluff. So I said to her, you can't tell me what your spirit animal is. That's for you to find out, but all I know is it's white and fluffy. And as soon as I said that, Jenna had in her head that it was a polar bear. So then I asked, I said, Jenna said it's a polar bear, and they're like, yeah. But she saw it. I didn't know what it was. I just saw fluff. It could have been a cat, it could have been an owl, I don't know, because I just saw white fluff. Until you figure out what your spirit animal is, I won't. But your spirit guide, who's normally at least one human is normally your spirit guide, they'll come and talk to me and tell me their names, and I'll ask them, can I tell, like I asked yesterday, can I tell Charlie? And she was like, yeah, so it's fine with me saying her name and all that, how old she was. So yeah. I used to have visions of my spirit trying to talk to me, but I could never hear her. Well, you don't necessarily have to hear them. You can try to meditate and say, can you show me pictures? Because the visions, they can show you pictures. Like a lot of times I won't hear words. I get an image in my third eye sense, my eye. In my head, I'll see how they look. I don't see them. Like the kid standing next to me, I don't know what the kid looks like unless they project an image, because I can't see with my eyes. And I know they're talking because I can hear that. Then I go, okay, wait, stop, talk slower, I don't understand you. But I don't hear it in my ear, I hear it in my third eye. So practice really is practice. Oh, I thought, she has a wolf that's named the same like yours? I was just looking, Mary. I was trying to read your comment. Yeah, in your third eye, right. Because she asked me, she was like, how do you know the spirit guides? But I talk to spirits all day. The spirits are comfortable with me. I have 100 here at any given time in my house. I just had someone I did a crossover yesterday, and on the spirit box, as I'm crossing them over, she's like, I think I would quite like to stay. I shook my head, and then after that, I'm like, stay? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, tell me your name. It's usually the young ones that stay here. Now we have a little group that's in their 20s. I have someone over 25 that's not my spirit guide. No. Or, a protector, mostly, or the animal. But people-wise, just came to hang out and stay here because protect. And they're not ready to cross over yet. I have about 100. So the spirits also feel comfortable, so they'll tell me their names. I ask, And I leave them coffee, cake. I always have stuff out. On Wednesdays, when you guys come for the live, that's why sometimes I'm like 5 or 10 minutes, like I'll schedule it instead of 6 o'clock. Because I'm like, crap, I still have to make them coffee and give them eat and like, yeah, you're not gonna come over here with cards and the spirit guides coffee. I have stuff all the time. If I show you the little setup, you'll laugh. Okay, I can walk you inside. So yeah, so you can see my little setup I have for them whenever they come. Today they have a bar right now. I didn't make anything. I didn't have time, but let's see if I can turn on the light. Ooh, let's see if I can turn you around. So here's their coffee. I got coffees. There's so they know, because I don't give like, these are for the elementals, this is for the spirit, the regular human spirit, this for my 4 winds that come visit, this is for my protector. So they have this little setup here, and then my protector has his near the window, and that's how I have my little setup. They have coffee. Right now they're having the peanut butter bar I gave them. Like, you're probably hungry because my friend came over. I didn't have time to cook. So right now they have bars. They have a peanut butter protein bar to give them some oomph until I make dinner after I get off the live stream. So yeah, that's what I got going on. So all the time, whenever I eat, they eat something. I never, I don't give them as much coffee as I have, because forget it. They might, so they probably get coffee 2 times a day when I have probably like 4 or 5, but maybe 3 times a day, it depends, but I don't give them as much coffee as I have, but I always have. A cat and a large dog. Oh, that's interesting. There you go. Necessarily, was it a dog? Like, did you see it, Molly? Or did, like, it just felt like a larger dog? Because that could be a wolf. Or it could be bobcat, like that. A lion. Like I said, my son has a silver fox, so it could be like, you think it's a dog, but it could be one of those things, yes. So you see my little setup for everybody, Mary? Why they like coming here on Wednesdays to read the cards, because they know yesterday I had coffee and cake for them. My spirit animal came to me in a dream. He called himself a great bear. This happened back in '97. Wow, James, nice. How are you, James? Good to see you again. And is that what you call him, the great bear? Like my protector, I'm sure he has a name, right? But like when I first saw him, before I knew he was my protector, I would always call him God. It's God, and so when Danny came and did a bit to be like the protector, and he didn't tell me it was the true God I was, right? Like, oh, okay. I'm like, I heard talk, and he's like, that's the protector. He's telling me he's there. Okay, cool. But I didn't realize who it was, I didn't see him at that moment. And then, it just came to me one day. I was doing something, and I was like, wait a minute. And I called Danny, and I'm like, hey, Pammy. And I'm like, hey, I'm like, is my protector the God? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, why didn't you tell me? He's like, you're supposed to figure it out. What the heck am I supposed to tell you? You know? And I was like, you know. And I'm like, should we know his name or does he like the tree god? And they were like, no, he likes the tree god. I always imagine calling him the tree god or the protector. So, no, he calls himself that. He is a Kodiak bear and he has eyes and stood up straight. Wow, nice. Oh, yeah, well, like my protector likes to call the tree god. I'd call the great bear too if why not? After that, I found out I had turkey in my family. Oh, there you go. That would be why you would have a bear. Yeah. And I did a great video on like spirit guides and spirit animals and stuff like that. And I also did a video if you're just starting out, how to get in touch with your spirit guide. That's all in the spiritual learning playlist. I did 2 videos, really good videos about elementals. One about them, the different ones, and then one about how they came to be. So there's a lot of that in the spiritual playlist. Just videos. There's also the live streams we did on them. I'm here just painting. Oh, nice. I love my
Well, you know, when I was trying to figure out
hi, Deborah.
my spirit
Just
guide
say hello to
name,
Deborah. I'm sorry.
I was hearing it as Jacob, and then Sherry said, no, it's Jacoby. And then you pronounced it Jacoby, and I'm like, okay. And then I'm seeing it, I'm hearing it wrong or something. So, but I mean, it's not always, I don't get names good. So for somebody who don't get names good, it'd be nice if somebody did help you figure out what their names are.
Yeah. There's something, yeah, especially like Charlie. Her name was hard because it was a different language, you know? So like, unless you're really like in tune, it would be hard to hear, which is probably why like she was like, yeah, tell him my name.
Hi, Pammy. Hi, Deborah.
I just want, oh, you're visiting your folks.
Hi,
Give them kisses, Deborah. Mom and Dad, kisses from us. There's some bee snatching animals up. Really scary. Other night, my dog crouched down like it was gonna swoop down the cat. Grabbing animals and leaving just fur. Ooh, some kind of what everybody would call a cryptid, I guess. But cryptids usually end up to be actual animals that did at one or are existing. But you know, I always say like these cryptid, like these things come as spirits. Oh, it was a beast that looked like this. It was a spirit, and I go, yeah, but that was one kind of animal that existed. You know, maybe, or it's something that somebody said that's what it looked like, and then they just the spirit changed to look like that. So it could be one of those two things. But a lot of times I find these spirit animals that we don't know what they are, that they look weird, were actually animals that existed when we weren't here yet, you know? Because who's to say that even though the dinosaurs are extinct, their spirit doesn't live on and is not your spirit animal, you know? Who's to say any of that? We don't know. Any of that is not possible. Of course it's possible. You know what I'm saying? Right, Mary?
What'd you say now is not possible?
I said, who's to say a T-Rex, even though it's extinct, could not be your spirit animal? It could very well be.
That's true.
The spirit exists, you understand? Just because it's,
I mean, we have dragons.
Yeah, of course.
So I mean, yep. Nothing's out of the quotation when it comes to the animals. It could be any animal out there.
Right, and animals
that it's been alive.
Yeah,
at some point.
know what it looked like because we weren't here when it first existed, you know? So, yeah. Ostriches are dinosaurs. That's, yes.
I have a dragon. Sherry's got a dragon. Christina's got a dragon. There's a few of us. I think Kim's got one.
Yeah, Kim has a dragon.
There's a few of us that has dragons.
I haven't really done any work with the dragons because I've been most.
Hi, James.
My spirit work goes with more with the crossover stuff. I'm sure. Like if I needed to work with them, I could, you know. Which is another thing. Like I said, sometimes don't have to have the animal there. Like I kept my spirit guides. I'm like, I really want to paint.
Maybe is that some big bird or something that's trying to kill animals or what?
It's a spirit of sorts. That's what I said. It could be a spirit of an animal we don't know exists. You know? I'm assuming it's a spirit, right, Pammy? That's what got me on the idea that, geez, you know, could be pterodactyl spirit.
Well, you know, it hasn't been that long ago since they said they seen a big bird that was like that.
Yeah,
and they really seen it in real life. I mean,
yeah.
Even the authorities seen it. It was out west somewhere.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, I haven't heard of any sightings since then. But they did find. I think they found a dead one. A body of one.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
So they're hiding somewhere, and that's how most cryptids come to be. Like, you know, I did a video on that too, how the kangaroo was once a cryptid because nobody had ever seen it.
The kangaroo.
One day, somebody was sailing around Australia and said, "What the hell is that thing?" You know, and brought it back so they could study it, and that's how the kangaroo is now known and became a kangaroo. But it was always a cryptid. Somebody explained it once. They're like, "Get the fuck out of here! That doesn't exist." And they, you know, thought he was nutty, and it was on the cryptid list until someone brought it back, and it's like, "No, it exists. Look at it." You know?
I mean, that ain't cryptid. I mean, that ain't no cryptid. I mean,
what, the
really?
kangaroo? Not
Did
anymore.
they get people to believe that? I mean,
yeah, back then, like before things were discovered, because now, let's face it, now we know almost all the creatures because everybody inhabits all of the earth now. Before, when there wasn't this many people, we wouldn't go to the rainforest up in Africa to see how many different damn kinds of monkeys there were. Nobody lived over there. We weren't going there. We didn't know a gorilla existed because it doesn't live in New York. If we just call in, you know. So all these things used to be cryptid way back when. Kangaroos, certain gorillas, because nobody ever damn seen them before. So that means they don't exist. And when one person saw the kangaroo and talked about it, people were like, no, a pocket that they keep their baby in? It was absurd to people. They were like, that's a cryptid. Until it wasn't. Until somebody went and brought back one that was actually live and they could study it. That some people, like one, I forgot what animal it was, but they brought it back. Unfortunately died on the voyage back. That when they saw this animal, whatever it was, I forgot what it was, the platypus. When they saw the platypus, they said, no, this thing doesn't exist. They thought it was made by a taxidermy or something, and they were looking for stitches and all this stuff because it wasn't alive. So they thought this whole thing was fake. And
they thought someone put it together. That some animal person guy put it together.
Yeah, the taxidermist or something.
Yeah.
Good woman. Yeah, but but you know,
Charlie.
I'm a cryptid. Yeah. So, so they were like, they would not believe it. And so finally, a few years later, somebody got one that was live. And then they were like, oh, that does exist, I'm glad you're still on. Yes. We're just talking about different things. We really did the Tao Te Ching earlier. I actually should put up the video.
Hi, Diane.
I hope you're well, Diane. Yeah, we've been on about 2 hours. We don't normally stay so long on Thursday, but like all the people that came in now, it's maybe we should do Thursdays later at 7. Maybe more people are like, it's a better time for people. I don't know. Hi, Krista. Oh, I'm glad you're here. We're just so fun. Yes, we are just so fun. You guys are, we do this for you guys, and we love chitty-chatting with you. Thanks, I'm okay. Great. Ooh, by the twilight, I looked pretty for that 1 second the phone worked with me. The full moon was gorgeous last night. Did anybody see it? It was
Hi,
so great.
NH girl. How are you?
Hi, Jen.
Hi, Jen.
I want to schedule.
Hi, Eddie. I know you're sitting right there.
Unless he's working. Plus having great conversations. Right. Today is what? The 22nd. And it's 8 o'clock, so it's pretty.
Monsoon. You having a monsoon there?
Yeah, it was fantastic here in Florida.
So Florida's good today. It was chilly this morning, and then I can't believe this weather in August. I really can't.
Oh yeah. No, I didn't add the tags. So bad. Yeah, but last night, no moon visual. Really? I caught it. I was about to go in after my crossover, but I had to bring, the stuff in. So I brought something in, and when I came to go out, it was just coming over, like, it seems like it was late. Because it was just coming over this building, and I'm like, why is it so late? It's like 11 something. It should be up in the sky, right? But it seemed like it was late yesterday. For some odd reason. The moon was late coming up. It was dark, but there was no moon until like a little later, so it was weird. Oh, really? Krista? Well, she was trying to talk to you yesterday, definitely. Because she talked to Mary. Oh, that's fun. Well, yeah, there should always be a haunted tour, Because when you go to these places, different places that you don't know, right? It was Angie. Yep. When you go to these different places, you don't know. Like when I go somewhere, when I travel, like when I went to Indiana, I'm like, what do you have around here? And my daughter was like, no, there's nothing. I had to go searching, I found this nice voodoo store. I found this nice crystal place, and but I had to search because I was like, well, what the hell is there to do in Indiana? This freaking place, where there's cows mooing in my backyard here. What is there to fucking do? So it's nicer if that's why you get a travel agent, right? To like okay, if you go during this time and this time to visit your friend Scott in Florida, there's like an antique fair and all this going on that weekend. You probably want to go during that week, like that'd be better. Like if somebody could tell me that, that'd be awesome. Just saying. You know. Still trying to talk to Martin. Yeah. So have you been trying to use the like a pendulum of sorts, or how are you trying? How have you been trying to talk to him? Card readers, stores, sell stones. Oh, there you go, Scott. See, yeah. So somebody to tell you where these things are, it would be awesome when you go, like, I like, Mary lives in Indiana, and I told her, oh, you gotta see this voodoo lady, her artwork and whatever. I go, and she has the best black salt, because she gives a really big bottle for like $10, like it was good, and it lasts a long time. I still have it, but I haven't been in Indiana in over a year, it's good stuff. So Cascada is a good place to go to. Yeah, when I went to Florida, I went, of course, to Disney with the kids, but my friend, my father's sister, my aunt, and my cousins live in Clearwater, which is like more of a Greek part, I guess. I don't know. But they live in Clearwater, Florida. My father's friend, he retired up there, but he's like an hour from Tampa in this like retirement community that it's gated, but I forget what the town is called. where he resides. I haven't spoken to him in a while. I should call him and see how he's doing. I lost my pendulum, so I just try to click. Oh, there you go. Well, I made that pendulum and protection necklace for you, so you just gotta tell me, get me on Messenger for, like, we can go over the address and whatever. Ship it to you, because I gotta find out how much the shipping is for you and for, Evie. Yes! There we go, now we got the tags. I don't know how I got the tags on the video. Where I stay in Florida is like half an hour from Clearwater. Newport Richie. Oh! I message you, Christina, on Messenger. Yes. Yeah. Because I do have to get to the post office and do that. Light went on. Yeah. It's annoying, though. But I'll have a cigarette. Yeah. 1 hour from St. Augustine, Florida. Is that where you live, James? Cool. Oh, south, yeah. Yeah, she wants to put up like a hotel and rent a car or airplane tickets plus events place all in one. Yeah, that'd be good, Jen. Like even like those packages, because the packages are the best. If you want to go to Florida, you want to take the kids to Disney. You don't want to have to think when you get there and you have screaming kids. You want it all inclusive. You want to stay at the park, stay at a hotel where they have because you're not going to drive, right? You want to stay at the hotel that's near the park, and in every like hour they have buses that bring you to the park. Get on the bus, you go to the park, you go to the bus stop, they bring you back to the hotel. That's how we did it. The food was included, so you got a meal, a dessert, and a certain amount of drinks. If you wanted more than what was in the package, that's when you'd have to pay for it, Or if the kids didn't want the kid meal and all of a sudden they wanted one adult meal, or something, then you'd have to pay a little extra. But for the like snacks and shit, you'd have to pay for it. But mostly everything was included, one snack, one, that's how you got to do it. Hottest month in July. Ooh, no. They love Disney. The popcorn. Dining plan helps with that. Yeah, because you couldn't. There's no possible way. One drink, if you didn't have the cup, because even if you paid the all-inclusive at the Disney hotel, when you went to the park, you brought that cup with you, and you could get a refill to drink anywhere in the park. It was unlimited drinks if you had the cup, if you had that unlimited cup. Because, you'd pay $6 a drink at the park. It was crazy. Oh, there you go, Jen. Yeah. Right, because, like, if you don't get it all inclusive, like, it's pointless, because then you have to, rent a car, try to get to the parks from a hotel. No, I want everything done for me. I don't want to do nothing. Oh, in Newport Richie, there's like a cute little Greek fishing village. Yes! Because it's near Clearwater. And that's, like I said, my aunt and stuff, the Clearwater, they're big on making, like, soap out of, like, I don't know. And sponges, because they're sponges. I don't know. Soap and sponges. Exfoliating sponges and stuff. They make all that stuff in Clearwater. They're big for that. You hear all the little crickets? It does save you some money. I don't go anymore, but my wife does, so I give her the popcorn buckets to refill cheaper that way. Oh yeah, of course. Because it would have just been craziness to try to buy all that food and everything. No. It was so much better to go show your I guess they gave you, like, I forgot now, was it a bracelet that they scanned or something that said you had the meal plan, and as long as you was on the meal plan, it was fine. You didn't have to pay nothing because it was all included. So the package was more expensive, but it was worth it. Don't go, Jen, to, Florida without getting the food package, because in the park, holy shit, the food's expensive. And then at the hotel, you ate too, those food, and the food was fine for the packages. Yeah. Okay, Jenna and I are going to her school to see what she's learning. Oh, well, thank you for coming in, Jenna and Lori. I hope to see you next week. It's a bracelet. They scan it. Right. Yeah, that's what I thought. I said, I know they had something they gave us. I don't know. Badge, if it was a bracelet, they had something.
Bye, Jenna. And the other half. Take care. Sorry, I've been dealing with something.
Oh, that's all right. We're over here just chitty-chattying. Great Scott. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's expensive to go to the movies anymore. I mean, time you buy the drink and your drink and your popcorn, my God, that's $20, $30 right there.
Yeah,
just for that. That's not counting your ticket to get in.
Yeah, I'm like one of those weirdos.
Crazy.
I get the little the like lunchbox thing that looks like a purse, and so it's like a little purse
here,
drinking food in it.
They won't let you take in a big bag, and it has to be clear. They have to be able to see through it.
Really? Oh, back in the day.
Yeah,
they're movies and
they're big time on it, man. You gotta buy.
If you have to bring a clear bag, it's okay, because You're gonna shove the raisinets and shit in your bra. The fuck you got a bra for, girl? Just shove that shit in your bra. I mean,
Well,
you can't
yeah, you
shove a
could,
drink
but
in there, but you
you're
could
not gonna put a
certainly
drink
shove
in
all
there.
the raisinets and shit from the dollar store in your bra.
You're not gonna put a drink in there or anything like that.
Nah,
Now they
you'll
have
need one drink, but all the raisinets and dollar store snacks you're gonna shove in your bra, in your pants.
Now they have the summer free movies. You can take stuff to that, but it's because the movie's free. You know, it's done been played a million times, so that's they don't care. Anyway, I'm gonna jump off of here.
Yeah, PayPal. Yeah, we'll discuss it on
Since I'm in the living room and I'm holding up the TV for him, so.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Mary, for joining us and for the chat. We'll see you next week.
She accepts PayPal, Scott.
Oh yeah.
Go to
$45.
Yeah, on her page it's on her page.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's on her channel there. Her PayPal is.
When I find out.
I'll go get it real quick and put it in the chat.
Oh, okay.
After I kick off of here, I'll put it in there. So just hang on, and I'll put your PayPal up.
There you are, Pommy.
Good night, you guys. Good night, Kelly. Good night, Scott. Good night, Charlie. Good night, Kelly, Molly, Jen, James, all of you. I love all of y'all. NH girl. Night, Pammy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's there. So Mary will throw it in the chat in case you guys ever wanna give me a tip. You're welcome to leave it. It's better than the super chat actually. Although I think I've only ever got one super chat. But it's better than the super chat because I don't have to wait for it. It's actually just in the PayPal. Even if it's $1, then super chat, YouTube takes like 30 cents. But the PayPal doesn't take anything, you know. So yeah, I'm listening, giving two dogs a bath. Oh no. That's not what I want to do, is give any dogs a bath. I remember I gave my daughter's dog a bath one time. Oh, that was a disaster. But I made Evie and Scott pendulums, and I do that. I make pendulums and stuff like that. So if you ever need any spiritual stuff, let me know. I can make it, and I can make it to your taste, so you don't have to go looking. Yeah, and it's made with love, and it's also usually made with your spirit guides. Like I'll ask, like, what would that spirit guide like? Also to add not only your taste, so we'll have a little like spirit guide who uses it a little more tapered for them too. Oh, great, Scott. So yeah, tomorrow I'll get to the post office and see how much everything costs to ship. Evie sent me the money for the stuff, but not the shipping, because I didn't know how much it costs to ship to Evie. I'm sure it's going to be expensive, because she's all the way over there in Australia. Australia! But, yeah. So, thank you guys all for coming. I'm going to let you guys go, too, because I am going to go grab something to eat. And I also have a crossover tonight. So, yeah. The video went live. If you guys want to watch the video again, just the video portion of what we did tonight, or if you missed it and you did not see it and you're interested in learning about the spiritual text of the Tao. Oh no, Scott lives in Florida. Evie lives in Australia. The Tao Te Ching, you can find out about it. It was super interesting. So next week maybe we'll do Sherry's suggestion and do the Tibetan philosophy, how their spiritual stuff works. That should be interesting. So we'll probably do that. Good night, Kelly. Good night, everyone. Thank you for coming. I'll put on the lovely closer so you guys can, we can say goodbye. And yeah, let's find the closing. Remember, please discard all candy wrappers and popcorn containers in the nearest trash receptacle. Thank you. We are so glad you came. Okay, bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye. Is everyone gone? Huh? Good. Oh my gosh, my cheeks are killing me. I can't keep smiling like this anymore. I'm exhausted.